Ruth chapter 4. Boaz takes Ruth as his wife. Meanwhile, Boaz had gone up to the gate and had sat down there, when the Redeemer of whom Boaz had spoken passed by. "Such and such," he said, "come over, and sit down." So he came over and sat down. He took 10 of the city's leaders and said, "Sit down here," and they sat down. Then he said to the redeeming kinsman, "The parcel of land which used to belong to our relative Elimelech is being offered for sale by Naomi, who has returned from the plain of Moab. I thought I should tell you about it and say, buy it in the presence of the people sitting here and in the presence of the leaders of my people. If you want to redeem it, redeem it. But if it is not to be redeemed, then tell me, so that I can know, because there is no one else in line to redeem it, and I'm after you." He said, "I want to redeem it." Then Boaz said, "The same day you buy the field from Naomi, you must also buy Ruth the woman from Moab, the wife of the deceased son, in order to raise up in the name of the deceased an heir for his property." The Redeemer said, "Then I can't redeem it for myself, because I might put my own inheritance at risk. You take my right of redemption on yourself, because I can't redeem it." In the past, this is what was done in Israel to validate all transactions involving redemption and exchange. A man took off his shoe and gave it to the other party. This was the form of attestation in Israel. So the Redeemer said to Boaz, "Buy it for yourself," and took off his shoe. Boaz addressed the leaders and all the people. "You are witnesses today that I am purchasing from Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech and all that belonged to Chilion and Machlon. Also I am acquiring as my wife Ruth the woman from Moab, the wife of Machlon, in order to raise up in the name of the deceased an heir for his property, so that the name of the deceased will not be cut off from his kinsman and from the gate of his place. You are witnesses today." All the people at the gate and the leaders said, "We are witnesses. May Adonai make the woman who has come into your house like Rachel and like Leah, who between them built up the house of Israel. Do worthy deeds in Ephrat, become renowned in Beit Lechem. May your house, because of the seed Adonai will give you from this young woman, become like the house of Peretz, whom Tamar bore to Yehudah." Ruth bears a son. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. He had sexual relations with her. Adonai enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son. Then the women said to Naomi, "Blessed be Adonai, who today has provided you a redeemer. May his name be renowned in Israel. May he restore your life and provide for your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him." Naomi receives a new family. Naomi took the child, laid it on her breast and became its nurse. David to descend from the lineage of Ruth. The women who were her neighbors gave it a name. They said, "A son has been born to Naomi," and called it Obed. He was the father of Yeshua, the father of David. Here is the genealogy of Peretz. Peretz was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Aminadav. Aminadav was the father of Naxon. Naxon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Yeshai, and Yeshai was the father of David.